Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Pick and Roll live streams here on the Board YouTube channel, the NBA content division of the Hammer Betting Network. And we're here today with a big game two to talk about in the Boston Celtics and the Philadelphia 76ers. Hope everybody is doing really well here. No official pick from yesterday's show. So no recap for today. So we'll get right into the official pick in just a second here. But want to remind you guys to hit that like button if you've been enjoying the content on this channel and you enjoyed this stream in particular. And please make sure as well that you are subscribed to our channel for playoff content all throughout the duration of the NBA playoffs here. All right, with that, let's get you right into the official pick here. No need to wait on this one. Let's go and ensure that we have the right price here. And we do. We're going to be in game two here. Thankfully, Joel Embiid, that was confirmed, that not confirmed, but almost confirmed. He was coming back like an hour ago. So all the lines are ready. Here is the official play for today. We are going to James Harden after that massive game one. And we're going to be pairing him with Malcolm Brogdon on the same game parlay. Brogdon over 11.5 points. Harden over 17.5 points. And that is minus 118 at FanDuel. So obviously, Harden dropped that monster 45-point night in game one. We're hoping Brogdon also comes through on this one. Harden has another good game despite Joel Embiid's return. Let's go over to Pips here to see why he likes this play.
So we have Embiid coming back, but we don't know how is that going to look. We all know that the injury is not something that usually you can get back in like he is now. Some say that you need like 4 to 6 weeks to recover fully from that injury. So him being back in a week is kind of very quick. So I don't know. We'll see huge minutes for Embiid, and I don't know what. Maybe use him more as a decoy on offense. So I still think 45 points in the last game from James Harden. I don't think he'll now go to 15 points a game with Embiid. I think he needs to be still aggressive in this series, and he needs to score. He showed us in the last game that he can exploit the pick and roll. Now he had even better pick and roll partner, and I expect some Harden having ball in late shot clock situations when they don't manage to get a good look for Joel. So I still think the usage should be pretty high for James Harden. He covered this in every game against the Celtics this season, and yeah, that looks great for James Harden to get 17.5. So he exploited their pick and roll. He attacked Jalen Brown. He attacked Horford in drop coverage. He had great success with it. So yeah, I think we still see James Harden scoring 20 plus points tonight. On the other side, we have Malcolm Brogdon. Brogdon had a poor start to the playoffs. First game against the Hawks, he played only 21 minutes and scored 5 points. Then he covered this in 6 straight games, 13, 17, 14, 14, 17. And in the last game against the 76ers, without Joel Embiid, but he's going off the bench, so he won't be matched as much with Joel on the floor. Especially, I expect Joel to be in some minutes restriction, so play probably 30 minutes from Joel, so Brogdon should see almost more than half his minutes without Embiid on the court, and last game he had 20 points, and he closed the game and played 34 minutes. That's one of the highest minutes for him. He closed the game over Derek White, who struggled a lot. Everyone was, including me, was high praises for Derek White in the first series, but I also mentioned Trae Young defense made him look way better than he is. And we saw in the first game he had 5 points. And I think with Smart and Derek White being there, one of these players will probably have not great games. So Brogdon will, moving forward, probably take a bit minutes from both of these guys. Depends on the night. So I expect 27-8 minutes for Malcolm Brogdon, and he should cover it. Last game he shot 16 field goal attempts. He shot double-digit field goal attempts in 6 straight games in the playoffs, and he covered this in 15 straight. That he took double-digit field goal attempts. So I think he needs to be involved on offense, and he's clearing these lines easily with double-digit attempts entire season. So they are relying on him in the playoffs even more than they did in the regular season. So I think this is a good look, especially with Embiid probably more focused on Jason Tatum. They did great against him with Embiid this season. So yeah, I think Malcolm Brogdon and James Harden are good to go tonight together.
Yeah, great stuff there. Got a comment here saying that you can also get this plus 100 on DK. So not sure if that one was up later or anything, but if you can find this at a
Yeah,
better
I actually forgot that DraftKings have it's plus 100 on both DraftKings and BetMGM because I forgot they have 18 plus points option for James Harden. So yeah, they have 18 plus options. So we should probably get it there. So sorry guys for this. Everyone that can get it there should get it there because yeah, it's plus 100 on both MGM and usually the thing is MGM and DraftKings have only 3 points lower line. So Harden is 21.5, so we get 20, 19, and 18.5. But yeah, I forgot that they added lately 18 plus option. So it works like this for James Harden. I forgot to check it because I forgot that they have 18 plus. So it's plus 100 on both MGM and DraftKings.
All right. So if you're still looking for this bet, absolutely go take that better price there, 100%. But Brogdon over 11.5 and Harden over 17.5/18 plus. They mean the exact same thing. That is the official play for today. So again, apologies to anybody watching who got that one in early, watching live. We respect the live viewers, but apologize for that. Let's move now into the Lakers and the Warriors. Obviously, they had their game one yesterday. The Lakers come through on top and want to do a little bit of a reaction here. Anthony Davis was absolutely sensational in game one against the Golden State Warriors. He had to be with the way Kevon Looney played in the first round. Looney still got his rebounds, but Anthony Davis, I think he finished 30 points, 23 rebounds in the first half, especially. The Warriors had no answer for him. He dominated the paint. They had no way of stopping him. And it was a narrow win in the end for the Lakers, despite being underdogs here. So, Pips, wanted your reaction to the game one here and how you think the Warriors can adjust as the series goes on, because they have to find a way to deal with Anthony Davis if they want to win this series.
I think they lost the game on the free throw line. They just settled for so many shots, showing up no rim pressure. So Anthony Davis had, so I'll say, Dennis Schroeder of the bench had more free throws than the entire Golden State Warriors. That's
okay, but also the Warriors took like 30 free. I think they took like 33 pointers in the first half or something.
Yeah, as they were settling for shots.
Yeah,
they ended up the game with 53 3-point attempts, which is great. So you shot 53 3-pointers and made 40% of them, and you still lost. And that's because we talk. This is a matchup of two different teams. Davis, LeBron, they are going inside, attack. So you have team made 21 threes, and the other team made 6 threes. So 15 3-pointers discrepancy, and the other team with 6 threes won. And I don't think Lakers will shoot again 20% from 3-point line. Yeah, but I think their free throw rate could still be there from moving forward, because 29 free throw attempts is a lot, but Davis with 8, LeBron James with only 4. So yeah, Austin Reeves free throw merchant 0. So I think their inside scoring and their free throw rate, they are attacking the rim, and Golden State is just shooting outside. And you don't win with 40% from 3-point line on that huge rate. you are in big trouble.
Yeah.
Also, they had rebounds. So, okay, Lakers had 13 offensive rebounds, but Golden State had 14 offensive rebounds. So they didn't lose rebounding battle. They shot great. They didn't lose turnovers battle. So like you shot 40%. You had you was even on rebounds, even on turnovers. That's rim pressure, and I don't think anyone on Golden State can provide that kind of rim pressure with Kevin Looney and Draymond Green. It's easy to double team of them, and AD in drop zone. That's awesome. Awesome. He was awesome on defense and also the offense. He was awesome on everything. So yeah, the AD won this game. But yeah, good production from Dennis Schroeder off the bench, 19 points. That's huge.
Yeah, there was a lot of hysterics online on Twitter about the free throw discrepancy. I believe it was 17-0 free throws in the first half. It was something crazy like that. It's just like the Lakers get to the rim, they pound the rock, they get to the rim. Not a ton of like excellent 3-point shooters here, and the Warriors took 33. So if you're not getting in the paint, you're not drawing any contact, you're not going to get any free throws. And if you looked at like the field goal numbers here, like the Warriors took from a field goal standpoint 14 more shots. Obviously, that's because they had because the Lakers had so many free throws, which don't equate to field goals. But if you looked at that, you look at the 3-point percentages where the Lakers were 6 of 25 from three, the Warriors were 21 of 53. Turnovers were the same, rebounding relatively the same, and the Lakers win this game. Like it's astonishing, but as you were saying, it did come down to free throws in this one, and the Lakers getting to the rim. So Warriors have to find a way. Despite 3-pointers being like one of the most efficient shots, so are free throws, and you need to have a good balance of those opportunities.
Warriors were 21 from 53 on 3-pointers, but only 22 of 53 on 2-pointers.
Yes.
AD locked the heck out of them.
AD locked the door. He had 4 blocks. He's averaging I think he's averaging over 4 blocks per game in the playoffs. So that's making a huge difference.
I don't think Warriors have any player that can consistently score inside on AD with high efficiency. He's just unbelievable when he's healthy like this. So on the other side, I think the biggest issue with Golden State, we talked about it before the show. They are okay with Kevin Looney and Green together on defense, but it's a bit of a problem on offense.
Yeah.
Okay, Looney got his rebounds, but they just spam dribble hands off with AD in the zone, and that didn't work out well for the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, for sure. I'm kind of looking over the roster in general, the Warriors, kind of wondering like how can they solve this? Obviously, this was quite an extreme case where they shoot so poorly from twos, but what do you think they have to do in the next game to circumvent AD's presence in the paint? Because they just need more differential in their shot location. They need to be able to score off twos as well. What do you think are the adjustments that Steve Kerr needs to make for game 2?
I think they need to play less Looney on offense because of the offense. To unlock the offense, probably go small. Mm-hmm. Defense is okay with Looney and Green, but they need to probably play more small ball to unlock the offense. And I wouldn't mind seeing Jonathan Kuminga minutes on offense, some rim pressure from his size, getting to the free throw line, some athleticism there. So he didn't even play. He was DMP in the last game. Yep. Klay Thompson is settling for his shots. I think so. Klay had poor shooting night, 36% from the field. He was 3 from 9 from twos. So he is not getting to the rim. Draymond Green is not getting to the rim. Kevin Looney, offensive rebounds and pullbacks and everything, but no rim pressure. Not a guy that will do a rim pressure besides Steph. And Steph also had 4 for 11 for twos. So they need another guy just to put the rim pressure there. And when we look at the team, who is that player? That's kind of maybe Andrew Wiggins, but still they are settling for mid range. They are settling for floaters. They are settling for threes. Not enough rim attempts, and they don't have guys to attack the rim. So
Right.
kind of difficult.
So they'll have to find a way to get AD, I guess, a little bit out of those areas because he was such a factor there. But they just need to get to the rim more often. Even if it's not going to generate a basket every time, those are higher percentage looks than in mid range. You're more susceptible to getting fouled heading to the free throw line. So yeah, as you're saying, the rim pressure is going to be absolutely key here. And if Jordan Poole is playing like this, then they'll get a big boost as well because out of nowhere he just decided he was good at basketball again, especially in that first half.
He was good at shooting threes. I would say that was.
Yeah, that
they
part
have
was
that.
good.
They have that with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. So
of course,
need some different type of players.
Of course. So a lot for the Warriors to adjust for that game too. Just let you guys know, great chance to remind you guys, I'm going to be doing a watch party on Thursday tomorrow for that game two for the Lakers against the Warriors. I'll be live on the Hammer HQ YouTube channel. I'll be joined by some special guests as well. I've been doing watch parties once a week for the NBA playoffs, and I'm very, very excited to have this Lakers Warriors one, 8:45 Eastern time. Again, that is going live tomorrow on the Hammer HQ YouTube channel. So I'm pumped to watch that one. Last thing I want to talk about here. I thought the wording of this Shams tweet was very funny on Dillon Brooks. And Dillon Brooks will not be returning to the Grizzlies under any circumstances for next season. So I thought it was a little bit harshly worded. They could have just simply said they're not going to bring him back. There's some speculation from Ramona Shelburne that he was asking for $25 million a year. I think that's kind of crazy. And if they really wanted to bring him back, they could have figured out a way. But Dillon Brooks not returning to the Grizzlies. So I kind of want your thoughts quickly on what are the next steps for the Grizzlies and what team do you think could use Dillon Brooks' services for next season?
So first of all, I don't think that's coming directly for the Memphis Grizzlies, that part under any circumstances. Yeah. I think that's kind of a bit of a reach. I do think they should get rid of him because the way these playoffs went, yeah. So also, I'll say the problem with Dillon Brooks is his mentality. Like, he said that he wanted more offense, to be involved in more offense because he can bring much more. That's the guy that almost led his team in field goal attempts in the first round. Very inefficiently. Like they were leaving him wide open and he couldn't make a bucket. So, so I'll just read. 6 games of the series. All 6 games, 11 or more field goal attempts. Not a single game with 40% from the floor. So all for 6 games under 40% from the floor. Under 38% from the floor. From the floor in all 6 games. While being completely ignored on that side of the court. So if you can't, that's unbelievable. So if he was a player like PJ Tucker mentality, I'll do what I like, all the dirty work possible and not ask for so many on offense. Because if he just play like I'll shoot spot up threes and run transition or something, he will be actually pretty good role player in the league because his defense is very valuable. Like
he's a very good defender.
He's a pest on defense. So, but his mentality, like, and causing these media troubles he did in the series, so many stupid statements, and like trying to be a tough guy, and then storming out 2 games after la loss and not even saying anything to media. Then saying he wants more offense. I am that guy. I deserve 25 million. No, you don't. If you just play to your strength and play hard and be quiet, like don't act like you are the best team player on the team or second best player on the team. If you get in your role to be like fourth or fifth guy on some good team, he can be that. You will get paid. You will have long career in the NBA, and like 20 out of 30 teams will probably try to sign you like this. But all this nonsense, I don't think any team in the NBA will like, okay, we could use Dylan Brooks because it's
Right.
the mentality problem. So I don't know which team will
Cleveland.
sign. Yeah,
Cleveland is the one that comes to mind first of
and
all.
is he better player than Okoro on offense? He'll just demand more while being
That's
same
true.
way.
I
Of course,
think,
he's better, but his mentality is not better. Okoro is
yeah,
like, okay, I'll be there in the corner. If you pass to me wide open three, I'll take it, and that's it. On defensive end, they are similar. Brooks a bit better, but not crazy difference that you need to go and sign Dylan Brooks. If we are seeing again Knicks against the Cleveland, they will treat him like they treat Okoro. They will
that's
leave Dylan
true.
Brooks wide open, and you don't gain anything with Dylan Brooks.
This is 2 playoff years in a row where Dylan Brooks' shooting hampered his team. It happened last year against the Warriors, happened this year as well for the Grizzlies in the first round against the Lakers this time. They started going to Luke Kennard a bit more often instead of him. That worked out better because as much as Kennard can't play defense, like his shooting is amazing. And it wasn't that Kennard was lighting it up shooting wise. It was that he couldn't because the Lakers were so concerned about him, which just freed up space for all the other players on his team. So that was his role. And that I thought the Grizzlies looked better with Kennard. But for Brooks, like this is a guy who definitely can shoot. He's over his entire career, 34% three-point shooter, lower the last 2 seasons. I attribute that a lot to the shot selection. On twos this season, he shot 45%, which is just horrendous and a big problem for the Grizzlies as well, taking 13.6 attempts. So yeah, like you said, I look at Dylan Brooks as a player who can very much help out a lot of teams. Like teams are looking for this 3-and-D type of player. It's just, is he willing to accept that role for his team? So
I'll just slate one interesting fact that shows how big problem he is. Dylan Brooks shot 45% of his shots from 5 feet away from the rim to 3-point line, so mid range.
Yeah, the worst shots.
Why are you? Who are you, man? Like the mid range is like reserved for elite shooter, and he shot like 35% or something. So that's the problem with him. Like he doesn't care. He I don't know. He needs to be out of some authority and listen to his coach. And yeah,
I think coaching's got to come into play.
One team that could maybe work Dylan Brooks inside their team is probably Kings. They need defense so bad, and they have shooters with Huerter and Keegan Murray, so maybe could work. But yeah, if I think more about it, I'll just play Davion Mitchell more.
Yeah, it's tough. I don't know how much coaching. Like I think Memphis have great coaching staff, but how much was communicated to Brooks to stop taking those shots. And then there's all these concerns that if you do communicate that, then it causes a problem because he gets upset about that. But like at some point, coaching's got to take over. And at some point, the player as well has to kind of realize these things about himself.
Let's talk like how many players want to play with Dylan Brooks in the league.
That's another good point.
He's
made a lot of enemies.
Yeah.
That's a great point as well. So a lot of baggage there, but I think if you get him on a good deal, I'm wondering if you can just lock him up for like a 4-year contract, because sometimes being in a contract year, 2 years ago he had a poor shooting season. He was extension eligible. Is he trying to earn himself a bigger contract by taking a bigger role? I don't know. Once he settles into that contract, can he be like Tobias Harris, where Tobias Harris making all this money, but he's settled into that and he's just playing a great role for the 76ers, and he did that this season. I know Brooks won't be making that much money, so it's harder to accept that, but can Brooks just accept his contract and just be a role player for a team. If he does, he can be a great player. If he doesn't, which I think is the more likely case, then yeah, there's going to be issues there. But I think like there's people speculating like, does any team want to take a chance? I think there will be. I think there will be a team that sees the defensive capabilities and wants to put that guy on the team. So I don't know how much money he'll make. I'm thinking he's 27. I'm thinking like 15 to 20 is probably what he's worth. If he wants more than 20, I think he'll struggle to find anybody to take that. But yeah, I think his NBA career is up to him at this point. What he can be an important player in this league if he wants to be. If he wants to do whatever he wants, then he obviously won't be an important player. So I think that's how it's going to turn out for Dillon Brooks. All right. Anything else to add?
OG has 18 million, I think, a year.
Yeah, and he's extension eligible this summer. He's going to be making a lot more than 18 million, I think, after this season.
I just wanted to compare to some not player that's similar but better than him. So I think anything south of 15 it will be crazy for me for Dillon Brooks.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, cap going up. It's been a while. I mean, OG is obviously worth a lot. I don't know. I think he'll get more than 15. I wonder where. We'll see. Yeah. Maybe a team comes through.
I don't think he's worth more, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking I would realistically want to pay him like 12 to 13, but the way the NBA is, I can see him getting that number. All right, guys, that will do it for today. Let's recap the pick from today's show. It is in the Sixers and Celtics game. We had it at minus 118 FanDuel. This is plus 100 at DK at MGM. So make sure you're shopping around at the prices whenever you're watching to get the best number of this one. But the SGP is Brogdon over 11.5 points and Harden over 17.5 points in this game too. Joel Embiid likely to return today. So super excited to see how that one turns out. But that has been your show today. If you enjoyed, hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the Board YouTube channel. Take a second to rate and review 5 stars if you're listening in audio form. And we will be back tomorrow on Pick and Roll on the Board YouTube channel for more NBA betting, reaction, and more. Thank you again, everybody.